Yes.
John, we're going to move on to our next topic, and it's one of our all-time great films from Jim Carrey, from one of our all-time great performers, Jim Carrey, James Carrey. In honour of the movie's 25th anniversary Screen Rant, this is where this is coming from. It's an exclusive with Andrew Niccol to look back on the Truman Show. When asked about a potential follow-up to the Jim Carrey classic movie, the Oscar-nominated writer revealed his full pitch for his TV show continuation that would centre on the two new characters similarly trapped in a simulated realities and eventually fall in love, only for the network behind them to put a stop on their romance. This is what he had to say, John Niccol. He said there has been talk of doing a musical, believe it or not, or a series. When it's a different art form, I don't think it takes anything away from the original. Cue Joker 2. In my version of a series, I thought it would be fun if after Truman walked through the sky, the audience clamoured for more, which you sense at the end of the film. I imagine there would be a network with multiple channels all starring a subject born on the show. If I set it in New York City, not the New York City, there would be a girl living on the Upper East Side, a boy from Harlem, a kid from Chinatown, etc. Since they are all on their own channel and move in their own circles, they are never meant to meet, but at the end of the first season, the boy from Harlem and the rich girl find themselves drawn to each other. They both sense that the other is acting differently from anyone they've ever met, because for the first time they've met someone who is not acting. In the second season, the network would desperately try to kill off the romance.
That actually sounds quite fucking interesting.
It's totally away from the original film, though, isn't it? Yeah. It's sort of concept, John. But what else?
Call it something different.
What else could you do with a sequel? It has to be something totally different, because you could not replicate the success of the 1998 Jim Carrey film, John.
No, you couldn't. Steve, what was his name? Was it the name? I don't want to fuck up because there's a president with something Truman. What was his name again?
Truman Burbank.
Yeah. I was about to say Harry Truman. That was a fucking president, wasn't it? Truman Burbank. You can't follow that character. He's broke out. Yeah. That's one of the most epic sort of finales to a film in the last 30, 40 years. That moment it builds, he steps out, good evening, good afternoon, or good morning, good afternoon, good evening.
There is a part of you that thinks he's not going to do it, He's just going to go back to his safe.
What's the saying? Good morning, good afternoon, good night.
That's it,
Yeah, that's good evening.
Yeah, I think that's it, yeah. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Yeah. There's 4 of them, yeah. You're right.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So you can't talk that.
No.
And to go back and mine into that story and have it be a continuation, it wouldn't work, because first Jim's a lot older now and he was younger then, and to have it carry on right out of obviously the film, the age him, follow him outside, what happens to him afterwards.
He's a different spirit now as well, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He's not got the same.
It wouldn't work.
No.
Yeah, he hasn't. He's not got the same sort of je ne sais quoi.
Yeah.
It wouldn't work because of the age difference and sort of technical stuff that have to be done. The budget would fucking be massive. It wouldn't succeed.
I think after Dumb and Dumber 2, Jim doesn't know how to do another sequel.
No, I can imagine it doesn't, Stephen. And what I've been watching on Twitter, a lot of commentary on The Flash. And people have been going with it and talking about why it's failed, and there's been sort of commentary on Hollywood in general and these ever-increasing budgets, and every movie has to have $150, $200, $250 million budget, and then they're furiously trying to make the money back, and they require $1 billion just to make some fucking money because the budget's so big. And people are rightly saying they have to get back to their roots, make interesting stories on lower budgets, and then there's not such a great emphasis to get unbelievable amounts of fucking eyeballs into theatres to make the money back. You're expecting too much from the film going audience. They're still going to see the films. There's just not enough to cover the grotesque budgets that you are putting on your films.
Yeah, John, there's an obsession with it. That's the problem, and you get these nitwits out there doing YouTube channels specifically on box office. What's that all about? You would never see us do that.
I used to listen. I love the box office.
I do like.
There's a guy on Forbes who's unbelievable. He knows all the metrics, the numbers of drop-offs, the legs, compares it to previous films or similar films, different years, same year. I'm transfixed, man. I read fucking huge big articles on it. So there's a sort of art to box office, and the studios seem to have forgotten the art because they're losing too much fucking money.
There's became an obsession, John, as you said, and I think it was going to. I mean, in terms of blockbuster films over the past 10 years or so, when you think of Marvel and Lucasfilm in particular, at some point it was going to reach that, so it was going to plateau. You know, it was going to, and the likes of Scorsese, etc. I'm not saying he said this, but they all said at one point we're going to have burnout, we're going to have fatigue in these genres and these style of movies as well. And now we've got Avatar as well.
I still don't think there's fatigue. I just think you need to get back to their roots and make really good, compelling stories. Stop having this overwhelming emphasis on connecting everything. Make good singular stories and then connect it to
John, you
something
made
great.
an interesting observation and comment before we came on air in terms of the Truman Show sequel, that perhaps they maybe should just leave these things as they are and try something original.
And Stephen, that
is
sort of
original.
pitch is
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
There's no need to connect that to the Truman Show. It can be inspired by the events of the Truman Show.
Yeah.
Give it a totally different name, totally different setting, because it's cut from the Burbank character anyway. Jim Carrey or Carrey isn't in there.
Yeah.
You can just completely separate it and go off, and
It
there's an
might actually
interesting story there.
It might perform better if it's not attached to it, because we've seen them try to attach sequels to original films with not the same cast, and it never works.
No,
never. I can't think of a film where it works. Does it work? I can't think of it.
Jurassic World, the first Jurassic World film under Colin Trevorrow with Chris Pratt,
yeah,
and Bryce Dallas, I think it was. That was an example of maybe new characters, same universe, and it worked, but then it didn't work after. It was one movie.
So you bring the old characters back, yeah.
And they also fails.
Yeah.
Learn your fucking lesson
Last
from Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah.
I grew up watching those films. I learnt my lesson. How the fuck did you not learn your
I only
lesson?
watched the first one, John. I wasn't a big fan of the franchise, to be honest with you.
Oh, I loved them. My first one, Steve, as you know.
I think
first
you're a
film I
good
seen
age for that, though, John. I think just at your age, that would have been really good. That'd have been incredible when that came out.
Went to see that in the
I mean,
theatre.
that's pre-Phantom Menace, you know, in terms of that CG. And, at the time, I remember being blown away with the visuals. But I think once you're past that, I would have been 17 at the time, 18.
Yeah.
And I think perhaps maybe, Terminator 2 is still the one to beat. Fucking beat that.
Steve, that film is epic though. When you think about it, T2 is still, to this day, it's aged unbelievable. And now they've done that remaster in 4K. That's how you make movies back in the day. Don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Jurassic Park back. I'm just reading these comments. That's why I'm kind of switching off. Jurassic Park back in the day. It's epic, man. They used mostly dark shots. The CG and the visuals were limited, but they pulled it off. It's still, in terms of aging, it's not the worst. It's aged better, strangely, than the Phantom Menace. It came out, as you did say, many years afterwards. But T2, Terminator Judgment Day, mostly stop motion practical work, and it's still to this day really, really cool.
I love that film.
I grew up watching Harry Potter as well, Abhishek, yes. I think, again, I was the right age. I'm about the same age as all of the cast. Probably, well, some of them anyway. Some of them are older, some of them are younger. But in the main, I'm the same age as the cast. So it's kind of aimed at my generation. So I didn't admit at the time I was into Harry Potter because I was too cool for that shit. But now I just openly admit it. I've read all the books. I fucking love it.
Yeah, the movie did come out in 98. Mike, I think I've told you this before. I went with my dad.
Yeah.
And when we came out, I got a touch of paranoia about me. It sounds crazy and I probably should have been locked up for it. But I thought coming out the cinema going, what if this is happening to me? And if I ever had any sort of doubts that this was happening to me, they've made a film about it to make it even more sort of far-fetched. Yeah, what was that all about, man? Whoop. And it just has that effect on you. You do think about it after you came out of the theatre, and that was 1998.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fantastic. Great film.
Stephen, I don't think it's wrong to say that you'd thoughts about that, because also there's a lot of theorising that we could be living in a simulation. This is a simulation of a great AI civilization. It was maybe once human and turned itself to AI, and they took over, and now they've created their own universe. They're doing it right now. They've created fucking a video game where the characters are kind of living little lives. They're doing it right fucking now. So things like this are always fascinating. These stories.
The girl.
The girl. Yeah. Dude, what was the fucking little song from the original Sims?
Oh,
yeah. They were great. I love the Sims.
Sims is incredible.
Fucking brilliant game. The Mortimers.
Yeah.
The Snooty Patooties. That was just, I think it was a DLC.
The Newbies. Yeah.
The Newbies.
Yeah.
I loved the Mortimers though. I was obsessed with your man who looked like Gomez Adams.
That's right. Yeah. They were based in the Adams family. Yeah.
Yes. Fucking great. What a game.
Mike says the Flash was a hot mess. The CG was awful.
I've been put off. I was fucking unbelievably excited to see the film.
Yeah.
And now everyone's put me off it. And now I don't want to go and see it. I don't even want to think about it. So, yeah, I'm just cutting the ties with DCEU. I'm thinking and I'm hoping, willing Superman, what the fuck's it called again? Superman, the new Superman reboot.
Yeah.
I'm willing that to be a success. I'm hoping
I can't remember what it's
Peter
called.
Safran and James Gunn have got their shit together.
Yeah, they better.
Because we can't have another decade, another era of
DC shit.
Underwhelming DC movies. I fucking grew up with epic DC movies, man. Some shite ones as well. But Tim Burton, Joel Schumacher to an extent, I think he did the first. He
did Forever,
did Forever with Val Kilmer. Then that god awful Batman. I fucking loved that when I was a kid. Let's not even beat about the bush. I had the fucking Batmobile.
That was the purpose of a toy advert,
I fucking loved that film when I was a little guy.
Hey, freeze.
But I grew up with epic fucking Batman movies, Christopher Nolan stuff. So they need to get their shit together. It's not acceptable. Harry Potter films are great. Well, some of them are. Well, not all of them are, to be fair. I take that back immediately. They're all great. Chris Columbus did the first two. I think it was Cuarón did the third. And then we went on to your man, I forget his name. He did all the other ones.
Yeah.
Fucking love those films, man. I mean, you had fucking Gary Oldman in there, Sirius Black. What more do you want in life?
That was a who's who
of British
acting,
Some brilliant ones. Robbie Coltrane, Alan Rickman, Maggie Smith.
Was
Richard
Judi
Harris
Dench in them?
Judi Dench, she was, yeah. But no, was she? No, it was the other ones I'm thinking about. I always get her mixed up with... Judi Dench was in it, wasn't she?
Yeah. I need to put it out there. I've never seen a Harry Potter film, and I don't intend to see a Harry Potter film.
Dench? I don't think Judy was in it. No, it's the other one.
I'm surprised at that.
But
Emma Thompson.
Emma Thompson was in it.
Yeah.
She played Trelawney. So many great. Your man, it was in Harry Brown. It gets stabbed. His friend. He
played Doctor Who. Yeah.
Yep, he was in it. Played the caretaker.
I always forget his name. David something his name is.
Yeah,
I always forget. Yeah.
No chance. Unbelievable cast. Even your man, it played Remus Lupin. He was the villain in the first Wonder Woman movie. I forget his name. It's just brilliant actors throughout, man.
Mike also says the Transformers franchise I don't really feel. John, see, in terms of the actual Transformers, when I was a kid, when it was a toy thing, I never understood it. And in the words of Josh Baskin from Big, aka Tom Hanks, what's the fun playing with a building? It's okay once it's the robot, but what's the fun in playing it before it transforms into the robot? Yeah. There's no fucking fun in it.
Exactly.
And I never really was interested in the films, to be honest.
It was kind of before my era, the first sort of stuff that came out, I'm pretty sure. I remember my cousin was into it. He was a little bit older than me. I just never understood it. It wasn't my fucking thing at all.
Not your bag.
The movies, the movies that came out.
Not your jive. Yeah.
I like Bumblebee. Was it Bumblebee? Was that the fuck? Was it called?
It was a little spin-off, wasn't it?
Yeah, the one with I always forget her name.
What was that? A Beetle? A Volkswagen Beetle?
Volkswagen Beetle. Yeah, that was good. I enjoyed that one. But that was different.
Yeah, the visuals were pretty impressive in that.
That was a sort of human story about this little outcast girl who finds a friend. I mean, you've seen this done again and again and again and again. E.T. fucking giving it my head right away, Steve.
Mac and Me. Yeah.
There's so many. That's a sort of fucking timeless
Flight
story.
of the Navigator.
Flight of the Navigator. I've never seen that film.
We'll need to.
Love the poster.
We'll need to do a reaction
Still
on.
seen the fucking Goonies.
The Goonies and Flight of the Navigator have to go on our
list. Clips from the Goonies. Also, your Italian fucking guy singing. What a fucking voice!
Yeah.
Unbelievable voice.
He was a singer though, wasn't he?
Incredible. Yeah. And then I searched the song up, and he nailed it.
Yeah.
He nailed it, man. Was he playing a gangster in it?
It was, and he played an FBI agent in Die Hard. He was one of the Johnsons.
Was he? Yeah.
Not related to the other one.
Getting off the tangent again. Yeah. This has been a show of tangents, but poll today.
Yeah, Truman Show sequel, John. Be honest with you, nah, I'm not interested. Can make it any format they want. Can make it a radio drama if they want. I'm not listening to it.
It doesn't have to be Truman Show. I'm not interested in it being connected to the Truman Show. Musical over a TV show format, not for me. If you're going down the musical route, it has to be a film.
Yeah, one of the things about the Truman Show, the '98 film, is that it was original. Nothing like that had been done before, and I thought, this is fantastic. Something fresh, something new. In terms of that, it would be a sort of rehash or a tribute to the Truman Show, but they have to try and stay clear of
casting. Important as well.
Yeah, well, the casting has, John. Don't recast anyone.
Was that film?
I mean, you can put the brewskis in there as a sort of callback if you
Yeah.
want. I don't mind
They do
that
the
kind
sort
of thing.
Tarantino thing, yeah.
Yeah.
And there's little connections for the
Yeah.
fans and deep cuts if you like, but stay true. Stay away
Handpicked
from
what? Handpicked coffee beans from Nicaragua. Yeah. Who are you talking to? What
it.
has this got to do with anything? Yeah.
Off the fact she was getting genuinely fearful. She
Yeah.
shouted help, didn't she?
Who
And
you
that
talking
just
to?
sent her, you know, more over the edge. That Brewski friend as well. Fucking
Yeah.
hated that bastard.
There's the dented fender. I love that.
That was a great Stephen.
Yeah.
I'm telling
Flowers.
you mentioned being paranoid. There's times where I genuinely feel like I'm in the Truman Show. When I'm in a rush trying to get to somewhere
Yep.
and everything just fucking lands in front of you. You're like, this is a fucking joke. This is contrived. It's shit. This is not natural.
Yeah,
There's
I love
no chance. Absolutely no chance. But yeah, this is Stephen. Look, I'm always a great advocate of single stories.
it. Yeah.
Shawshank Redemption, Schindler's List. I fucking sequel to Schindler's List, can you? Let's be honest.
Shawshank List. Schindler's Redemption. Yeah.
Schindler's List. But it's a great singular story.
Yeah.
A self-contained story. There's been other ones, I'm sure, over the years. Arlington Road, fucking great single story.
Yeah.
You don't have to fucking make duologies or trilogies out of everything. Just stop.
Yeah.
Leave them alone.
That's it. Yeah.
The Green Mile. Most of Tom Hanks movies.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great
Has
single
he ever,
stories.
apart from Toy Story,
Story.
which is just voice acting, I don't really count them as out and out Tom Hanks films, but I don't think he's
Robin
ever did.
Williams films.
Has he ever did a sequel? I don't think he
I don't
has.
think he has, no.
No.
Why would he?
Now, why would he
Don't
want it?
have
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.